Welcome everybody to the 2018 IRF World Championships held at the Indoor Club in San Jose, Costa Rica. We are in day one of the single elimination bracket, and you are watching a round of 16 match between Sabja from Bolivia and Munoz from Chile. Should be a great matchup. Both of these very experienced players. Both of them were at the Pan Am Championships and did very well. Our official for today is Eleni Guzman from Mexico, just clarifying some rules. Appreciate her and all of the other officials who have come here to support the International Racquetball Federation. Makes the matches run very smoothly, and we appreciate all their work. If you're interested in the draws and schedule, go to our website, internationalracquetball.com. The winner of this match will go on to face either Maria Jose Vargas from Argentina or Maria Rene Rodriguez from Guatemala. Over on court 3. Riveros and Amaya, both from Colombia, were going into a tiebreaker. Court 2, Longoria defeated Jenny Daza in 2 straight games. But here we go. It's 0 serving 0. Well, if we get rallies like this the entire match, we're going to be in for a long one. Sabja gets the side out, 0 serving 0. If you have any questions for us, put them in the chat box. We'll be happy to do our best to answer them. I will try and give you score updates, but there are 6 courts here at the Indoor Club, and matches continue all throughout the day. Munoz serving. What a serve, and a little fist pump from her. Big moment for these players trying to advance into the top 8. Strike 1 for Chile. Second serve coming up. Another point for Munoz. And I'm joined by the legend that is Laura McCormick. Laura, thanks for joining me for this match.
Yes, thanks everyone for watching.
Another long rally to start this first game. Oh, I don't know about that. I thought she got it, but a point in favor of Munoz.
3-0 lead for Munoz.
Wow, another fist bump from Munoz. That's 2 aces in this first game. Laura, I read an article about you this morning that talked about Munoz and stating that you enjoyed watching the way she plays.
All right, let's talk about it. No, you're right. There was an article today, and I was featured on Daily Racquetball. Shout out to JT and all the racquetball fans out there. Hope you have a chance to check it out. But I have enjoyed watching Carla Munoz. I've gotten to know her personally and watched her really develop as a player here on the international level, which has been just fantastic.
Well, some people may not be familiar with Sabja from Bolivia. She took a few years out, was a competitor as a junior, came back for the Pan Am Championships, and shocked a few people, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I had never watched her play before. I hadn't seen her until at the Pan Ams, and she just did outstanding. She was really fun to watch. She's a really focused player, and she plays with a type of maturity that, you know, when you haven't seen someone before, you kind of forget that they're kind of in that circuit. And so to watch her out here again at this next event, it's a treat. Bolivia has such an artillery of great players. Sabja just adds to that list.
Right, if you qualify for the Bolivian team, you're definitely coming to compete and be a contender. There's no doubt about it. They bring a great team to every tournament. And you can see why. Beautiful shot from Sabja down the left side.
2 serving 5.
Speaking of Bolivia, we should see Moscoso coming up next on this court, facing the home favorite Camacho. Camacho won earlier in the day, and this will be a full house. We were here last year for the Pan Am Championships, and the Costa Ricans love their racquetball.
Oh yeah, they bring everybody out for these events. The crowd is completely into it, and that should be a really great one. Moscoso is a fierce player representing for Bolivia. And then obviously with Camacho representing for Costa Rica, it's going to get loud.
Well, our official Guzman was just informing Sabja to hurry up on the serve. Players are entitled to 10 seconds between the two of them after the score is called. Great to see the officials really sticking to the rules and making sure that we go through these matches according to the rules, but also on time. Wow, terrific shot from Sabja.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what her weakness is. And so far, it's not her backhand.
No, she hits it very cleanly.
Nice, clean down the line from Munoz.
It was a poor serve from Sabja. It came way off the back wall. She'll have to avoid those. And if you look at the difference here is that Munoz has had 2 aces from great serves. That's why she leads 5-3. Munoz is a very controlled player. Doesn't show too much emotion, doesn't get carried away very often. Very deliberate in everything that she does. As a consequence, she executes quite well. Of course, look at what happens when I do that. Easy
Curse
shot.
of the commentator.
Or easy shot for Munoz. A big skip. Side out for Bolivia. Sabja again attacking that forehand. That's 2 in a row she's been punished on that side.
Good get. That ball skipping, point for Munoz.
Felt like Sabja maybe felt, you know, I've got to do a little better than last time because of the great defense from the Chilean. Loose from Munoz. What a diving
Good
get.
coverage.
2 bounces
Oh,
called.
I didn't see that. Well, she had a nice read on it. She was right there. 2 bounces, though.
Great
so.
athleticism. You've got to appreciate the effort from the Chilean. And she's smiling because, you know, she probably felt that she got it. The official can only call 2 bounces when they see it. Guzman was right there over on the left side. 3 serving 6. Just a reminder, we have more matches coming up. Many matches throughout the day. One of the questions we had was about Sebastian Franco, who 2 days ago landed heavily in the back corner against the glass. He was in action earlier today. I believe he won his match. So seems to be okay, which is great to hear. Sprawling.
Nice reach. Sorry, Tim.
But then a skip on the forehand side again. Something that we've talked about already. Sabja seems to be very comfortable on the backhand. A few errant shots on the right.
6 serving 3 in game 1.
Slides down the right wall, side out for Bolivia. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those long matches that extends into the early evening. Almost 20 minutes in, and it's only 3 serving 6.
Yeah, these two are so close right now that we're in for a good match. We did see Bolivia and Chile match up earlier today in the men's singles side. Carlos Keller defeated Francisco Troncoso 15-8, 15-1, I believe, in a match earlier today. Good get from Sabja. And Munoz puts it away.
It was a smart shot. Sabja was looking left. Munoz went right. Wrong footing, the Bolivian. Munoz changing her serve. Different options here. Probably a Z. Wow, she really flung herself again at that ball. Commits her body when she goes for those.
I think the thing for both these players, as you know, we've been talking about how many matches they've already had to play already, and in this elimination round, you've got to give it everything, and I definitely know we're going to see that from Munoz. She is known to sacrifice her body. She's had some crazy bruising in the past. I know at the Pan Ams, she was using that floor a lot. 4 serving 7, Sabja serving for Bolivia.
Down to our right, Fran Davis looks on, coach of Paola Longoria, maybe doing a little scouting. Smart shot.
Yeah, I like how Munoz went and attacked that serve. She cuts it off. She stayed aggressive during that whole rally and gets the side out.
We'll see if Munoz attacks this forehand of Sabja.
I think she's trying to go back to her last ace serve. She got an ace on that backhand side. Looks like she's trying to repeat that.
Great serve. Sabja talking to herself. You know, you asked about her weaknesses. Clearly, well, not clearly, but it does seem that her backhand is better than her forehand. But I think also maybe her movement. She could be a little bit, if you looked at the athleticism of these two, I'd say that Munoz is the quicker of the two, moves around the court very, very well. So Munoz needs to keep Sabja moving. Sabja needs to keep the ball on her backhand. Again, another winner down that side. Sabja wanted an ace. She's going to get a second serve. Plenty of people watching on already. Of course, coming up next is Costa Rica. I think it's going to be a while before we see that match.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup here with Sabja and Munoz. Sabja just getting a point of her own off a tough serve, makes it 5-7. Ooh, a lot of heat from Munoz.
Loose serve punished by the Chilean.
Munoz is in college right now. She's on break. She's studying at University of Colorado Pueblo. And over the break, she's been training with her coach out of the San Francisco Bay Area, Pablo Farjas. Second serve for Munoz.
Guess where that skip came, on the forehand side. Sabja also playing doubles here. Plays the left side, not surprisingly, based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think her backhand is definitely her strength. And she's a very good player regardless. Oh, that made it. Wow. That was a little awkward.
Yeah, you saw what Sabja did. I mean, sometimes you just got to hit it and hope for the best. And in that situation, it's a point for Chile. 9 serving 5. Set up.
Scoops it.
Again, a winner on the left side. It's becoming a theme already. 5 serving 9. Sabja really, so far, struggling to find a serve. Last Z serve was pretty effective. She didn't win a point. We'll see if she sticks with it. No. She goes back to the forehand. Fist pump from Munoz. Tells you who won it.
Yeah, the body language has also changed for Sabja. I think we're seeing her a little bit more frustrated in the last couple rallies, whereas Munoz is keeping a really positive attitude right now. She leads 9-5.
Great get, Munoz. And earns the point. Those sometimes are the difference makers, not only based on I got another point, but mentally, look how I got that point.
Yeah, and the mental game is just so important. Sabja trying to take a break right now, see if maybe she can change her mentality and take out some of that enthusiasm that Munoz had on that last point. Puts Munoz up 10-5.
Well, during the timeout, we want to also just let you know about two of our legends in the sport, Hall of Famer Gary Mazeroff and Director of Officials this week, Gustavo Farrell, are putting on a tournament down in El Paso in October. And there'll be plenty of people in attendance, including the likes of Rodrigo Montoya, Alex Landa, Polo Gutierrez, all of those players down in the Juarez and Chihuahua area, as well as up into Texas. If you're interested, why not go take part? Enjoy some great competition. Also, spend some time with these two legends. It's a lot of fun hanging out with them, and you learn so much about the history of the sport and also even competing, which they both do. Also at the World Seniors, we should mention.
Yep, and if you're in the El Paso area, you can check out E-Racket. It was founded by Gustavo Farrell, and it's bringing together local players. So go ahead and check out that event. And back into our World Championship match, Chile versus Bolivia. Munoz leading 10-5 over Sabja.
Munoz doesn't stop the momentum. 11 serving 5. She's playing very, very well right now.
And I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but in this round, the winners, I've been running around all day, so I'm not sure what round we're on. This is the round 16, so winners move on to the quarters tomorrow?
Correct.
All right.
Quarters tomorrow, semis on Friday, and the final on Saturday. So there's an example, Laura, of a screen serve, which was called by Guzman, but there's no way that Sabja wanted that as a screen serve, right? Terrible serve, came off the back wall. You saw what she did with it. In that situation, the official should not punish the receiver for a mistake by the server. And so typically on that screen serve, if it clearly impedes the receiver or the receiver has their arm raised, as in I couldn't see this was too close to the body, okay, call the screen serve. Otherwise, allow the play to continue. Don't allow that bad serve to kind of benefit that server.
Yeah, that's interesting, because my first instinct would be if you saw the screen serve, you call the screen serve. So there's a lot more judgment that goes into being a referee. It's definitely not an easy job.
Yeah, and I think that it's easier to call the screen serve immediately rather than make that judgment. It's like a foul in soccer. A referee can allow the foul or can let play continue even though a foul happened if it's to the advantage of the team attacking. Sabja. Oh my goodness, she didn't make it. Again, we talked about the speed, right, of both players, and a smile from her because she just got it all wrong up the front of the court. But again, it was something where she really had to chase and show that footwork.
Oh, wow, she really just stuck that racket out and had the perfect wrist action to make it go into the wall just soft and low enough. That's nice. 5 serves 11. Oh man, that ceiling ball didn't make it. Side out, Munoz back in the service box, 11-5.
I know some of you were asking about scores in other matches. We'll try and find out what we can during breaks. A lot of matches going on here in the indoor club. 6 courts. This is the show court. A couple of interesting courts here, Laura, in court 5 and court 6.
Yeah, they're a little bit different than those center courts. The flooring is actually white, which is something you don't see all the time.
Or ever.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. And it's also surrounded, those courts are kind of on the edges, right, looking outside the club. So they're also surrounded by a lot of windows. It's got to be an incredible amount of glare and brightness when you're playing when the sun's out.
Yeah, and very, very hot too. Gets very humid in here. Sabja finally gets a point. We've been here for quite a while. It does get very humid in here. Plenty of people watching on, which adds to the heat, and it just makes it a very different environment for some countries who aren't used to the humidity and heat.
Yeah, there's 18 countries represented here at this event, the World Championship, including Korea, Switzerland, India, Japan. Fantastic.
Timeout on the court taken by Chile. Probably a good timeout. A few points there from Sabja, the Bolivian. Plenty of people down below us watching on, enjoying this match. Scheduled for this match or two more. We'll see whether they move them based on time situations, because we don't want to keep players here well into the evening, given that they have matches tomorrow. Day off for those playing doubles. They begin their quest tomorrow. So we're going to have a full day of action here in San Jose.
Yeah, tomorrow will be singles and doubles all day. So that should be fun. Of course, we hope you guys will all be tuning in for the broadcast tomorrow. We have the quarterfinals on Thursday, semifinals on Friday, and the finals on Saturday. You can get details and schedules at internationalracquetball.com, as well as check out the draws, and we'll post the schedule there. And make sure you're following International Racquetball on Facebook. 7 serves 11. Sabja in the service box. Looks like she's switching up her serve.
Excellent serve. Skip from Sabja on the left side. Great serve, Munoz. Perfect. Textbook racquetball right there.
Serve, return, kill. Exactly what Munoz wants. That was a nice serve. She jammed up Sabja in the back. It's now 12-7.
Change up.
Nice winner from Munoz, and loving her excitement out there too. She seems really sharp right now. 13-7. She's fired up.
This is a tough match for both players.
Yeah.
A round of 16. Both of these players very experienced and very successful, it should be said.
They're both playing singles and doubles, plus they had a round of matches earlier today. They're fighting right now to go to the quarters. Game point for Carla Munoz.
And Munoz takes it 15-7, testing the athleticism of her opponent, Sabja. Sabja has 2 minutes to regroup, come back, take this to a tiebreaker.
Jumping back into this match, Sabja will start off serving against Munoz. Munoz winning game 1, 15-7. Second serve for Sabja. Yasmin Sabja from Bolivia. That's the corner that they have been working all game, all match thus far, as game 2 just started. Got to watch out for that left corner. 1-0 for Sabja. Munoz taking advantage of that service return. Gets herself a first side out, first opportunity to score in game 2.
Again, another 3-shot rally for Munoz. Great serve, poor return from Sabja. I mean, really, you can't blame her. The serve was quality, but Munoz really put that down. It's all square at 1-1. Better on the forehand side from the Bolivian. Quick check on the scores. Salas up 1-0 in her match. Score is close between Rodriguez and Vargas in game 1. It's about 10-10. Little luck from. Wow. I don't remember the last time that was called. Guzman is calling a carry on Munoz, saying that essentially she slung the ball rather than struck it with the racket.
It looked like a soft touch to me.
It was odd.
It was odd, but I didn't think carry.
Well, the call stands. There's no appeal system in place before the quarterfinals. 2 serving 1.
Yeah, that's a point for Sabja. Oh, nice backhand from Sabja. She had a lot of time to set up on that one too. Took advantage of it and puts her at 3-1.
Martinez, excuse me, from Guatemala just closed out her match against Saunders from Canada. 15-2, 15-5, I believe.
Nice reach from Sabja, keeps it alive. Oh, and a big skip from Munoz. We've seen a big shift, I think, right here. I think that carry really threw Munoz off mentally. I think this is a good timeout for her, whereas Sabja is really focused right now. She has a 5-1 lead, and she is hitting some hard balls.
I agree. It's a good time to take a timeout. You take it when you need it. Doesn't necessarily have to be at 14.
Right.
Doesn't have to. I mean, if you're 1-0 and you're not there mentally, you think something needs to change or whatever. You need to change your glove, whatever it is, take that timeout and use it. And so we'll see if it works in the favor of the Chilean, given that Sabja has really started this second game very well.
One of the things about the Bolivian team that I like to observe and share with the audience watching at home who maybe can't see is that Carlos Keller, who's playing in the singles, is always so involved when he's not actually playing. So you can see him off to the side. He was just having a conversation with Sabja in that timeout. And I love to see the camaraderie of these teams when they get together at events like this. Carlos Keller is always there on the sidelines for his team. His brother, Roland Keller, is also there as well.
He's playing in doubles tomorrow with Moscoso.
That's right.
They're going to be one of the favorites, I think, in the doubles. There'll be a lot of teams who would like to say otherwise, including, of course, defending champions Mexico. runners-up United States. That's just a terrific backhand. What technique.
Sabja really crisp in game 2.
Munoz wants a replay. She's not going to get one. Looks to her coach, Pablo Faje, and you can see she's arguing with it. She wants a discussion. This is where Guzman needs to say, look, this is my call. We're not having a chat. Let's get on with this. It's my decision. You have to move on. I have to say, I do like the way that Guzman is controlling this match. She's not getting into it with the players, just making her call, and let's move on. Good to see.
Skip from the Bolivian. There's a side out. You can see her trying to stay calm out there. Let's see what serve Munoz goes to. She lobs it to the backhand. Gets a setup. 2 serving 6. This is game 2. Nice down the line. Keeps it in the front of the court, gets her 3rd point.
It's been a long match. We're 43 minutes in, and we're still early in game 2. This humidity, this heat, it has to take a toll, especially as these players are playing singles and doubles, Laura.
It does, but I think at this level too, they just have to be able to push right through it. They've had a lot of events, you know, internationally in the last couple months that have been really tough for them. And to me, that's one of the fun things about being a spectator is those elements can really switch things up, and you really do get a feel for how these athletes train and how do you prepare for something like that, the humidity. Aggressive swing from Munoz. Point for Sabja. 7-3. Down the right side winner. Munoz with a little smile. She's lucky it didn't hit her.
Well, we were just interrupted by Conrado Moscoso, who was checking, am I on court number 1? I think he wants to let his friends and family know to watch the stream. Hey, he should let them know to watch the stream anyway.
Right. Down the line winner for Munoz. She gets a point for 7.
Moscoso is scheduled for this court. We'll see how long this match goes, however. He will be playing Camacho, a home favorite here in Costa Rica. He certainly has a unique style, which we saw this morning, and lots of fun to watch. Should be a replay. Ball hit the door and the glass, creating an unusual bounce. There are no designated court hinders in IRF racquetball rules, but the official can declare one a hinder at any point. Example being there, or the camera that we'll have up and running tomorrow on the front of the court.
Right, that's at the ref's discretion too, and depends on what happens during the match. 7 serves 4. They're going to replay. That's tough. That ball was a little high. Point for Sabja.
And it's a different game, different second game, and I've talked about this already today, just how we can get swings. When we started, for example, with Camacho and Chavez earlier this morning, Chavez from Ecuador, Camacho from here in Costa Rica. And Camacho came out on fire. He won the first 15-3. And then all of a sudden, Chavez was 3 points away from a tiebreaker. And you look at it and go, well, how is that possible? Well, momentum changes with time. And in this situation, you can see Munoz, she's going to take a timeout. She is down 4 serving 8. She needs to figure out what needs to change or what was different in game 1.
The way you say momentum changes over time, I thought we were going to get into a math equation. You're going to start throwing out formulas at us.
Easy, easy. Speaking of momentum, that's actually where we're staying in the area in Pinares. You like that transition?
That was
smooth.
A good one.
That was smooth.
I want to hear more.
The Hyatt Place is where we're staying, and we want to thank all of them who are working at the Hyatt. It's been a great hotel to stay at. We were there last year, this year. I spoke to Rhonda Rasic on the way here from the airport, and she was, I love this place. The breakfast is amazing, and it really is.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. I'm happy that we were able to come back here. Hyatt Place, fantastic host. The Costa Rican Racquetball Association does a great job of getting the club ready and bringing us all here. And of course, all of the staff at the IRF who help run things along, make all the schedules, all the people who you don't actually get to see, you know, during the event. They're not getting all the glory here. But we want to thank everyone who helps put together this event. 4 serving 8. Munoz called that timeout, and she'll serve now.
Oh my goodness, almost Munoz. Great effort.
Sabja did a great job of moving that ball from corner to corner and keeping Munoz running.
Well, while we have this break, we've had some great publicity of this World Championships around the world, and we've seen some periodicals and some articles in different countries. So if you are watching and you do write articles on racquetball, you want some photos or something that the IRF can provide, please do let us know. We'd be happy to do that for you. Of course, we work with the staff that we have, and we try to cover as much ground as we can. So we appreciate your patience as we try and get what you need. But it's great that we're able to really expand racquetball around the world, Laura, considering even where we were 4 years ago. So what we're having here is a little discussion about the 10-second rule, which we talked about. And Sabja saying, look, the ball hit my foot. Give me a break.
Well, it was her 19th bounce, so.
But
the thing that I like, though, like you said earlier, is Guzman really controlling this match, right, and taking charge of this. She's not going to allow this 10 seconds to go on anymore. You bounced it off your foot. That's the last straw. Here's what we're going to do.
Well, the rule states that it's a combined 10 seconds, and a server cannot be punished for the receiver taking more than 10 seconds. And so it gets awkward because they both, you know, maybe take 6 seconds, and so it's good to see, you know, guys, let's just get on with this. Let's keep playing. And it's Sabja who keeps playing, 9 serving 4. Beautiful pass down the right side from Munoz.
Just buries it in that corner. Four serves 9. Some good defense from Munoz.
Well, you talked about the defense from Munoz, but in that point, Sabja took a couple of very difficult shots on the rise. Most people would back away from that, let the ball rise and come back down in the deep in the court. She didn't. Really tough to execute.
Wow, Sabja just hitting that ball so low. Kind of came right back to her. She didn't have to move much. She gets the side out. And a point for Sabja.
What a turnaround from game number 1. Just a reminder, if you're joining us for this match, Munoz took the first 15-7. We're 53 minutes into this match.
Both players looking equally frustrated on that rally. Munoz serves 4-10. Oh, Sabja gets that. Wow, she just really stuck that racket out.
Well,
look at her laughing about it, but that's the payoff, right? You got to go for it.
Absolutely, and some people quit a little bit too soon. And you know, when I first started playing, I spoke to some of the better players that I knew and asked for advice. And one of them was, just get your racket out, because you just never know sometimes. It's better to at least make the effort rather than stand there.
11-7 for Sabja in game 2. She's looking to take this to a tiebreaker. Munoz winning game 1, 15-7. The winner moves on to the quarterfinals tomorrow, which we will be live streaming.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. We'll have plenty of action. We turn up all our cameras,
oh, yeah.
the full works. We hope you appreciate all the streaming we've done this week. But tomorrow is when we really kind of turn it up, because the best of the best will be on show.
Nice winner for Munoz. She needs to change something up here. There's a big gap now as she's down 4-12.
Terrific backhand again from the Bolivian. It seems to be a consistent theme.
Yeah, she's very strong on the backhand side.
Smart. It's always difficult when you're running forward what to do, right? You have so many options, and you know that this is where I should win the point. She made a good decision, kept it low, 2 bounces before the back wall. Another point for the Bolivian, looking to take this to a tiebreaker.
Ooh, that ball went shooting out.
We all ducked in anticipation of being hit. It's going to be a point for the Bolivian.
And actually, it's funny because that ball went and hit her teammates who are watching on the Chilean team. Johan and Rodrigo caught that one.
Well, Munoz doesn't think it's that funny. She's down game point.
She's like, guys, cheer for me louder. I need you.
And there's a big skip for Munoz. What a turnaround. Munoz took the first, 15-7. Sabja comes back and wins the second, 15-4. Our first tiebreaker of the day.
Anything can happen going into this next match, as if you didn't already know that. But
I
that's what I think could be so exciting. I mean, because like we've been talking about, that momentum shifted so much. Game 1 and game 2 were completely different. It's like, how do you make a prediction about what's going to happen in game 3? I think one of the major differences for Sabja was generally her attitude and her overall body language. She seemed much more relaxed and much more confident. Like, she wasn't allowing some of her mistakes to get inside her head too much in game 2. Whereas I think Munoz kind of got a little more flustered. She kept the ball a little higher. Sabja hits that ball low and was a little more aggressive, and she could attack more. So it'll be interesting to see how things turn around in game 3.
Well, you're listening to the Insight of Laura McCormick. I am Tim Baghurst, and we're really enjoying providing you this coverage. Of course, just a reminder, we have a couple more matches scheduled for this court. Both of them include Costa Rica, so it's going to be loud. One of the things I love, Laura, about this crowd is they understand racquetball. And we've seen them even today when Acuna and Camacho were playing earlier. They applauded the opponent's efforts too, because some of the times, you know what? Wow, that was a great shot. And it doesn't matter whether it was for Costa Rica. I appreciate what's on display here. It's really been a great tournament, and I really enjoy the participation of the crowd in these matches.
Yeah, and they do get a great crowd here in Costa Rica. We are at Indoor Club San Jose, and it's been an outstanding experience. We did have the Pan American Racquetball Championships last year right here at this club. So one of the things I like, at least from a broadcast point of view, is coming back to the same place. You're already pretty familiar with the setup. The staff has been most helpful. So we hope you guys enjoy the broadcast starting tomorrow, where, as we mentioned, we'll be firing up all our cameras. We'll have 5 cameras going for the broadcast. We'll get that front camera angle going, which is my personal favorite. And we'll turn up those side cameras.
Well, one of the things, I mean, let's be blunt about this. It's expensive to run these events. And I was in Congress last night listening to budgets and the cost of having officials here and the cost of providing streaming, and nothing is free, Laura. And I hope you're appreciating all the efforts that we're doing here at the IRF. And also encourage you to go to our website, internationalracquetball.com. We have a donation section there. The IRF is a nonprofit in the United States, and so donations can be tax deductible. You can do monthly donations or just one-off, just to help us develop racquetball around the world, help us provide this commentary and the streaming and the officials and the new locations for tournaments. So of course, if you're able to do that, of course it always is appreciated.
First point goes to Yasmin Sabja, 1-0 in our tiebreaker.
Not that time. Sabja cuts into her body, side out. A reminder, this is a tiebreaker, first to 11, win by 1. Scheduled for this match next on court number 1. Moscoso, Bolivia. Camacho, Costa Rica. Clean backhand winner again from the racket of the Bolivian. Then we round out the evening. De La Rosa from Mexico versus Acuna from Costa Rica. Acuna's been playing really well on his home court. Added a lot of power to his game. Always great to see some matchups that we don't always see through the professional tour, for example. Adds a little twist. Sabja is a great example. Doesn't play on the professional tour, but can really cause an upset.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things also is that we get to see the women. I mean, you know, working for a men's tour, I really don't get to watch the women play that much. And there's so many players from so many different countries. There's 18 countries represented here this week. Some tough rallies. I like that both women are staying really aggressive right now. It's 1-1. This is starting to look more like game one in the start that they had.
Oh my goodness. Little bit of luck from Munoz, but she did well to control it. It looked like an odd bounce off the back wall, but she'll take a point. 2 serving 1. Great back and forth battle between these two. Cleared the hour mark for this match. Should be a replay. Sabja doesn't like it, but Munoz looked very clear in that situation. Had cross court, had down the line. Feel like she was hoping for an avoidable hinder. Not given by our official Guzman from Mexico. Oh, great retrieval from Munoz. But not that time. Sabja kept her cool. 2 bounces before the back wall. Smart racquetball.
Two, all tied up in our tiebreaker. Oh, Sabja took a misstep, gets that racket out and rolls it out, gets a point, and she's leading now 3-2. Skip from Munoz, another point for Sabja, 4-2.
You can see Munoz looking to her coach. Looks like she's going to take a timeout in this tiebreaker. Of course, a reminder, a couple more matches coming up. Also, let's mention one more time, a tournament coming up, which is in El Paso. If you live in that region, why not participate in this great event? It's the second one. I know the first one was very successful and actually had to limit the number of participants for it, and they're trying to grow this event. Gustavo Farrell and Gary Mazroff are both referees for the IRF, and they put on
Legends of Racquetball.
Legends of Racquetball. I think that's going to be a motto we stick with. But they put on a great event, and they're really trying to build this event. So why not, if you're in the area, sign up for this. Hey, you get to spend some time or even play some of the greats in the sport, including Montoya, Landa, Gutierrez, and so on. So I hope maybe I can get down there for that event as well, because it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Back in our tiebreaker, Sabja leading 4-2. Munoz called that timeout. Let's see if this shakes up Sabja at all. No, she rolls it out for her 5th point.
Really playing much better since that first game. Again, you talked about it with the body language. She was a bit down on herself in game 1, and it's really found her rhythm.
Yeah, she has a nice mix right now of tough and relaxed. Oops, and she skips it.
Apologies for the score. It was backwards, my fault. 2 serving 5. Working out the kinks before we bring in all of the extra things tomorrow, which we hope you enjoy as we give you coverage of this World Championships.
Another side out. Munoz will serve. She's down 2-5. Nice, she keeps that low. I feel like on the previous setup, Munoz hit that one high, but she got another opportunity. She puts it away, and she gets the point. 3-5.
Again, a backhand winner. We've said it a lot in this match. Laura, I think the closer this gets to the end, the tighter these players will become, the harder it will be to win those points. We'll see some loose shooting, but not that time for Munoz. Perfect cross-court pass. Another side out.
Yeah, that corner has been tough for these women in this match. Sabja can just keep that ball so low. It's 5-3 in our tiebreaker. For those of you just tuning in, Munoz won game 1 15-7. Sabja won game 2 15-4. International rules, we play best 2 out of 3 with the tiebreaker to 11, win by 1. And it's 5-3.
Should be a replay not given by Guzman. She was screened, she said. It's a difficult call. Munoz has had some that have gone against her. This time it's the Bolivian. One of those ones that each referee would probably give a different call. Munoz with a ripping winner down on the right side.
4 serves 5.
Wow, Sabja, another backhand winner. Well, the staff are very busy here at the International Racquetball Federation all day. I'm going to say thank you to everybody who makes this tournament great. On the screen, just leaving, is my wife, Tierly, taking photos, which you'll see after the tournament, and also maybe in newspapers, who knows. We appreciate everybody who's volunteering their time just to help contribute and make racquetball grow around the world. Down to your left, Ronda Rasic. She won earlier this afternoon, but Munoz skips another. Again, we talked about getting tight, right? We try to force the winner rather than how did I get here?
Looks like there is a timeout on the court by Sabja. When we come back, she'll be serving. She's leading right now 5-4. I do like that game 3 looks more like game 1 in terms of intensity and score right now. They're keeping it pretty close out there, within 1 point of each other.
Well, and it becomes a game to 5 and 6, and it's amazing that we've gone over 70 minutes and it's this close. And that's what makes international racquetball so much fun, because here we are, it's a round of 16. when normally in most tournaments a round of 16 is a fairly, maybe a comfortable win for a favored player, but not in international racquetball. There's a lot of very closely contested matches. And I think starting tomorrow in the quarterfinals, literally, Laura, I'm not kidding, we're going to see a who's who of racquetball, because the very best come to these tournaments.
Yeah.
And we sometimes forget about some of the international players, example Korea, Japan, and so on, who can really compete and cause some upsets. And the assumption sometimes by players is, oh, I'm playing a country I've never heard of, they can't be that good.
Right.
And there's been a few surprises this week. Oh, beautiful hands from Sabja. Good timeout from her.
Another note about the World Championship, for those who may or may not know, it is the World Championships of Racquetball, and it's every 2 years. So I think that's just another unique thing as well, is you know, you're not seeing these players at every event, as you mentioned, and it's every other year we have this event.
Right, the Pan Am Championships are every year, and so these players know each other quite well. But the
From
Pan Am,
the Americas, right?
right, thank you.
Those players know each other well, but
Yeah.
yeah, then you toss in other countries, right?
Just adds a different dimension. Oh, look at that.
Man, Sabja really knows how to capitalize on a setup, and she's so far back in the court too, but that backhand is just beautiful.
Well, we talk about the Pan Am Championships. They're held every year. They serve as a qualifier for the Pan Am Games. So while they're important, they're not everything. Not as important as being able to call yourself world champion.
Right.
And so it makes this event, like you said, every 2 years, it's just a little more special.
Oh, look at this energy from Munoz. I think she knows she really needs to keep herself up and going.
Well, we
It's like
just
somebody
lost our lights.
accidentally leaned on the light there.
At least they didn't lean on our internet connection.
Ooh, or the power. My heart stopped for a second.
We're good to go. It's 4-6. Oh my goodness. Munoz. Scorching winner, 5-6.
Had a nice crack sound to it.
There's no room in this court anymore. Great serve. Munoz will get a replay. No, she gets a point.
Wow. Sabja keeping her cool though.
Yeah, a deep sigh from her.
Yep.
Now it's a game to 5.
6-6, tied up in the tiebreaker.
No. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
She's okay. She's not going to get a replay. Ball was down. Glad both players were okay. Those are the situations where something really bad can happen. And we saw earlier in the week, Sebastian Franco diving for a ball in the back left corner, hit the glass with his elbow and had to retire from that match. Glad he's okay. Well, we assume he's okay. He was playing today, so we're grateful that he was back on the court. It just goes to show you that, you know, anybody, the very best, can hurt themselves, and it's important to, you know, always wear your eyewear and your guard on your racket, your string on your racket. Try to be as safe as possible. Oh, great get. Now she gets her chance. Oh,
Wow. Almost caught that one to the back, gets out of the way. Munoz puts it down. And now she has an opportunity to score. It's 6-6.
back and forth we go. A reminder, coming up next, we should have Costa Rica, Bolivia. There's literally no room around us anymore. They're all waiting for this match to finish before their home favorite Camacho comes on the court.
And great that they get to come in at the end of a tiebreaker here where it's tied up 6-6. What a great lead in now into the Costa Rica-Bolivia match.
And it's fun watching all the other players in the tournament. Even referees are in here watching. It's fantastic. Sabja. Oh, Laura, look at how she waited for the ball to drop. Most people would take that waist high because then it's easier to hit. She let it drop, bent her knees, and that's why it was 2 bounces. Great technique.
That gives her the advantage now, 7-6. Short serve, Sabja will serve a second serve.
Oh, it's gonna make it. Wow, that's difficult to execute. It's a risk. It's a lower percentage shot up by the shoulders. I think Sabja thought that she was going to the ceiling, catching her a little by surprise. Ooh, that has to be an avoidable hinder. Wow, groans around us. I don't know if you could hear them, but I think half the crowd weren't groaning. They were more thinking, wow, Munoz is going to get hurt if Sabja swings. Always contentious, avoidable hinders. Great get, Munoz. Terrific defense. Now she gets her chance. What a rally. 2 bounces. Wow. You can hear the emotion in the Bolivian now. 8-6, 8-6. 3 points away from this match. You can tell how much it means to them.
Oh yeah, these women are fighting right now to go to the quarterfinals. And of course, players are going for the ultimate title of world champion out of this entire event.
Should mention that defending champion Paola Longoria is here. She won earlier today in 2 straight over Jenny Daza from Bolivia. Looks like we have a timeout on the court.
Yeah, I think Munoz called that timeout.
Defending champion in the men's bracket, Rocky Carson, not playing singles. He's won it 5 times in a row. So think about this. The last time we had somebody other than Rocky Carson winning the men's title was 2006.
Yeah. It's a new opportunity now for someone else to come in.
Plenty of people, I think, will look at the typical players who are here. You know, De La Rosa was a finalist 2 years ago, losing in a tiebreaker to Carson. Moscoso and Samuel Murray are both here. They were the other semifinalists. And so everybody's back, and it's not going to be Carson. So which one is going to claim that title?
Yeah, playing singles for Team USA is Charlie Pratt and David Bobby Horn. So they took Rocky Carson's spot there in singles. Rocky is playing doubles with his doubles partner, Sudzi Monchik, who I believe, according to something I read on the internet, hadn't been on the doubles team since like 1995. So
that's correct.
That's quite a duo.
I think on the team period.
Yeah, I think
he
so.
was a doubles champion in the Pan Am Games. So great to see him back in action. It's been a lot of fun seeing him compete with Carson this week. They're in action tomorrow, of course. Ooh, that's a great shot. Little fist pump from the Bolivian. 2 points away now from this match. 9-6. De La Rosa looks around the edge of the door, trying to watch.
There we go, Munoz keeping it low. Some of those balls coming off a little too high and giving Sabja a setup, and You don't want to give Sabja more time to get ready because she has preparedness down. 6-9 for Munoz now as she serves.
Smart from Sabja.
Yeah. Whoa, Munoz
goodness.
almost got it.
I thought she was going to hit the wall.
Yeah, she almost took herself out too.
But if anybody is watching this that has to play Sabja, I think the lesson is, look at the backhand that she has. So consistent. Really attack the forehand if you're going to attack anything until maybe she covers that side, because she's really won the second game and is leading in this tiebreaker because of that consistency and how clinical she is on that side. Just a reminder, of course, we want to thank our sponsors of the IRF, eForce, the official racket of the IRF, and Gearbox, the official ball. We use the Gearbox Black, which you're watching right now, as Sabja serves 9-6. Oh, what a get.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's tough. Everyone in here feels that one.
Well, we saw lots of chicken wings as people held their hands on their head in disbelief. She just had to hit the front wall.
That was a tough rally. Now an opportunity for Munoz to score. We did see a couple aces from her in game one. She's going for it on that first serve. It's short. She'll get a second.
Sabja needs to regroup. You saw her take a deep sigh. She needs to let that one go. She would be thinking about match point right now. Focus on the point at hand. There you go, side out, little fist pump.
Yeah, she definitely looks like she was putting that energy into that rally. She gets the side out. She stayed on the attack.
85 minutes this match has gone on. Great serve. Excellent defense from Munoz. Great get. Oh, look at that.
There it is. She just had to make that front wall.
One more, she says to herself, as she gets match point number 1. Credit to her. She got that one back that we weren't sure she would make, and she just made Munoz hit another shot until she had the opportunity. Such drama. It's great to watch.
Yeah, really fun for us spectators. I think Munoz needs to stay really focused right now. She needs to get this side out and keep herself in this match.
Here we go. 10 serving 6. And she puts it down. Sabja wins over the Chilean Munoz. Laura, it was a terrific match from both players.
It was really fun to watch. Munoz winning game 1, 15-7. Sabja coming back to win game 2, 15-4, and take it at 11-6 in the breaker. She'll be moving on to the quarterfinals, so stay tuned. You can follow more of her progress tomorrow, as the draws will be up on internationalracquetball.com.